Alright, at the Turner Guitar Studio, we offer a large selection of musical instruments of all types, as well as all of the electronics and accessories you may need to record, learn, play, or listen to music. But today I want to focus on what we offer in our music school and what makes music lessons such an important part of learning an instrument. Our music school currently has 13 instructors teaching a combined 18 unique disciplines. And those disciplines are acoustic, electric, and classical guitar, bass guitar, ukulele, mandolin, banjo, violin and fiddle, piano, voice, percussion, preschool music, music theory, songwriting, flute, trumpet, saxophone, and group performance. Most disciplines will work for students as young as 5 years old, and there's no limit to how old you can be to start learning. We have many students well into their retirement picking up musical instruments for the first time. Now, there are many people out there who feel that they can teach themselves to play an instrument. There are YouTube videos, books, apps, video games, etc. that are all designed to help people learn how to play their instrument of choice. So why should you take the time and pay the costs of getting private music lessons? The answer comes in 5 stages. 1, we have proper goal setting and course charting. We have accountability and focus, the explanation of complex theory, the application of correct techniques, and a personalized approach. So let's go through these one at a time. As business owners and professionals, we all understand the importance of setting reasonable and achievable long-term goals for ourselves, as well as our organizations and employees. With music students, it's very important that the goals are laid out early on so that the instructor can chart a course towards those goals in an efficient way. The last thing that any teacher wants to do is spend months or years teaching a student various skills that they don't even want to know because they hadn't expressed where they wanted to go in the first place. For self-learners, goal setting can be nearly impossible, as we often lack the musical knowledge to understand what is actually required to reach a given endpoint, and you can't see any direct ways to get there. So it's too easy to shoot for the moon and be discouraged when you fall short, or aim too low and never reach your potential. Now, 2, you should never underestimate the power of some well-placed expectations. A good music instructor can help you set some achievable short-term goals each week to ensure that progress is being made while keeping the students accountable for their work ethic and practice habits. This will greatly increase the speed at which progress is made and ensure that there is a focused and direct progression towards the students' goals. Now, it's an understatement to say that music theory is a huge subject. From understanding chords, rhythmic structures, keys, modes, functional harmony, melody, and more, it can be overwhelming and confusing. Sometimes it's hard to even know where to start. With all of the subjects so interconnected, it's hard to understand any of it until you already understand other parts of it. So where do you begin? It can often also seem irrelevant to your playing and regularly gets ignored by self-learners, putting them at a huge disadvantage when trying to write music, learn new songs, or jam with others, or much more. Our instructors will be able to sneak in the relevant theory at the appropriate times, making it easier to properly understand its application, and ensure that all of the subject matter gets covered. They can also help answer questions that may clarify misunderstandings that could take years to correct on your own, holding you back from your potential. Number 4, technique is probably the single hardest thing to learn on your own. Because despite their best intentions, books and online resources aren't able to see how you're doing things and correct your mistakes before they become bad habits. They may tell you the right things to do once or twice, but if you misunderstand it, ignore it, or forget it, you may spend years or even your whole life playing with a technique that limits your abilities. It could be a minor problem and just slow down the odd chord change or scale, but it could be very serious to the point where you can develop injuries or even permanent disabilities from repetitive, incorrect use of certain muscles and joints. And lastly, personalized approach is something that no online resource or book can offer, because they can't get input from you on which songs you want to learn, They can't adapt to what you know or don't know or understand, and they can't see which skills you find easy and which you struggle with. A good instructor can do all of these things and much more, helping you really engage with your music that you're learning by tailoring the learning process to your favorite tunes, your preferred genre, and your learning style. They can also adjust the difficulty of what they do to match your skills and understanding, while keeping you challenged just enough to make progress without being discouraged. Now, of course, taking private music lessons is not a guarantee that you will learn. Just like anything in life, it still requires that you put in the work to reach your personal goals. But if you want to give yourself the best possible chance to succeed, there is nothing that will help you more than an experienced and engaged music teacher. So here's a song I wrote about learning guitar. Well, I started out on this old guitar, and I started out, didn't get real far, so then I went down to the music store, then I signed up so that I would learn more. I'm learning guitar, feel like I could sing, just getting started was the hardest thing. Now I'm playing chords and strumming along. Now I've set my goals to play my favorite song. I'm learning guitar, feel like I could sing, just getting started was the hardest thing. Now it's not so hard to pick out a tune, leading my guitar, go places soon. When I started out, I couldn't play my part, but now I'm on route to become a star. I'm learning guitar, how to play and sing, and my music teacher was the most important thing. We have an offer of 10% off our music lessons throughout July and August, which may make it a great time to give some lessons a try. It could be your first attempt at learning or just taking on a new instrument, but that discount will definitely help. Now, we also, until the end of June, along with any Washburn instrument you purchase, you'll get 2 to 4 free 30-minute music lessons with any of our instructors, just depending on the model of the guitar that you buy. And that's all I have for now. So does anyone have any questions?